All right, I'm going to get the back of Tom. Again, this is, if you get in this position, this is a pretty good position to be in if you're the guy on the back. Seatbelt position right up in here. Earlier we talked about that thumb getting in, right? Digging it in, getting a good sink in there, leaning back and doing the choke from there. He has an option. He has an option of just not just bringing the head in, but there's a lot of gap where my elbow overhand is going. So he's going to start turning his head toward that elbow because there's a lot of gap there. See, I'm trying to put pressure here. Now he doesn't feel it. So this is a good little escape for him. If I go in here, don't do it yet, but I'll tell you when it turns. I get in here and he sees he's kind of in trouble, and he kind of waited in the late phase, and I've got a good sink in. It's a matter of seconds before I kind of initiate the choke and lean back and bridge my hips forward. So he starts leaning his head toward this motion here, and if he's good enough, then he can take the other hand and kind of lift my hands up a little bit, right, and duck the head under or move it out of the way or whatever. So that's his kind of counter. I need to assume that he's going to be turning his head toward my elbow side, so I'm going to ride it back and forth. So I come in here, I get it down, he turns toward my elbow, and I just follow with my hand. And I put extra pressure here. So I might even get the hand and push the head so it's uncomfortable, so he's going to want to push his head the other way, and I follow it, and I do the same thing with the choke. He goes to my elbow, he goes to the other side, I sink the choke. He goes to my elbow side, I follow it, and he goes around the other way, and I choke it, and there's the finish. So the idea is, instead of letting him turn toward this side and creating that air gap, right, now I got to work hard again to try to do something different, right? So I'm just going to follow his hand here, so then I'm overextending his neck, and he pushes the opposite way, and that's when I resync it, right? I resync it, I work it there, he turns toward my elbow, I follow it. He turns the other way, I feed it. He turns to my elbow, tries to get air, I make it uncomfortable for his neck. We switch it around. So again, the person on the backside gets the hooks in, does the seatbelt position, starts to take the top hand, the thumb toward the neck, tries to get in that nice little wedge there, even if my neck's down. I don't like that, so I turn toward his elbow side because there's a little bit of gap there. See that little gap I'm kind of feeling? I turn here, and he follows me. I don't like what it feels on my neck. I push the other way. He gets underneath it again. Sorry. That's fine. Switch sides. It happens quick. I mean, as soon as you follow that choke over, it's like you're already coughing. So again, he takes the top hand, goes underneath it, gets a good grip, feeds the collar. I don't like that. This is his elbow side. There's no reason for me to go that way, so I'm going to go here where there's a little bit of air gap. I might even use my hands to kind of get it over. Now I can breathe, right? But he follows me. It's twisting my neck, so I go the other way, and he follows it and refeeds it underneath it, right? Go underneath it all the way. Yep, there you go. I turn, he follows. That doesn't feel good. I go the other way, he chokes it around. So it's just a checkmate back and forth, right? They turn toward here, crank that neck, right? Make him not want to go that way. I don't like my neck being cranked out, so I put pressure the other way, he sinks it in. Now, if he goes the other way, the other hand's over, I'm about to get choked. I see where his elbow's at. I see a little gap there. I want to get some air over here, but he cranks my head overly excessively. I don't like that. I don't want my neck wrenched. So I force it the opposite way, of which he reconnects into that low choke. Practice that.